too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
One
All
second.
right.
One
Good
second.
evening, ladies and gentlemen.
One second. One
Uh,
second. I'm sorry.
okay. That's all right.
Okay, we're good.
All right.
Let's give let's give everybody a few seconds to get in. But yeah, we should be good. We should be good.
Right. So I just put a little comment on here so people can see we're live and to go ahead and bust some questions up in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, people are starting to trickle in. So yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. So you want me to?
Let's
I
go
am going to
for it.
mention. I think that's a good story to tell us, our little history together. So
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Good evening and welcome to the inaugural From His Perspective podcast and the Rebuild Les Allen
Absolutely.
live event. We've got Purnell Gates and Les Allen here to discuss something that is near and dear, I know, to Purnell's heart, but
Absolutely.
also
Absolutely.
he's definitely inspired me along the way. So just a way of quick background,
Mhm.
I first met Purnell back in like '95.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. It's been,
he,
yeah. It's been a minute.
yeah, he moved to Grand Rapids.
I'm gonna say this. It doesn't even seem that long though.
Right,
I
right.
mean, that's crazy work. Yeah.
I don't feel that old.
Me either. Me either. But yeah.
Feel that old.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when I met Purnell, my business partner at the time and I had just completed a office building,
Hmm.
and Purnell was coming in for an office
Yep.
to rent an office in our building,
Yep.
and so I think you might have been fresh, like 18, maybe,
Man. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Very
fresh
fresh.
18.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
fresh. Yeah. Very fresh. Yep.
and that business that Purnell, I'm going to say hello to Linda, and she's in the chat, but
Hello,
um,
Miss Glenda.
that business that he had, I'll never forget the name,
Mm-hmm.
and and him explaining to us what it was, but it was a moving company, but it was called
Rent a Man.
Rent a Man.
Yeah, it was called Rent a Man. Um, I came up with that name, man, because I was working for a moving company, um, and the story to me getting into my own is I was working for a moving company. My brother, I had got him a job at a moving company I was working for, and they gave him a raise and didn't give me a raise. I was like, okay, wait a minute. And
Something
Chris,
ain't right.
something ain't right. And Chris was like, bruh, I'm just letting you know. Because, I mean, we were extremely, extremely hard workers. And I was like, what? And I went and talked to the boss, and he was like, yeah, I can't give you a raise right now, or this, and that. And I was like, okay, I got him the job. And I was like, okay, you know what? I quit.
I got
Um,
something for you.
yes, me quitting, it was something that happened like a week prior. I had met Jay Van Andel, and I was doing some, we were moving some stuff for him. That company had hired, I mean, he had hired that company to do some stuff. And I'm in this house, just in like awe. And everybody had went to lunch, but I just kept on working. I said, I want to just get this over with, keep on working or whatever. And he had came down and talked to me. He told me you can make more money working for yourself than someone else.
Right.
I kind of took that to heart because I've never been in a house like this and never seen wealth like this. But when someone of that stature give you advice, you kind of take it to heart.
Take it. That's right.
Yes. Yeah, you take it to heart. And so I looked at that and said, okay, and he had actually gave me his number or gave me his card or his number or whatever. And I just kept us, okay, yeah. I didn't even, I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't even know who he was at the time. I knew he had money or whatever, but I didn't know exactly, what I'm saying, who he was like that, and we had remained friends after that. But going back to the moving company, they had didn't give me a raise. And so I was really upset about it. So, you know what, I quit. And I didn't have a job or anything. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But it just didn't sit right with me. And
Right.
then I used to bring guys from the college to this particular moving company and lease them out to the guys. I was kind of hustling a little bit. And so I would bring guys from school to them and then just get a little cut off. Maybe it was $1 or $2 off of them working there or what have you. And then he called me back. He said, man, I got a big job. I need you, this, and this. And I said, well, I already started my own company. He was like, you started your own company? I was like, yeah. He said, what's the name? I was like, Rent-A-Man. I hadn't started a company or whatever, but I was just like, it just came off the top of my head because I was leasing guys to him. And he was like, well, man, send me over what you got. And I was like, okay. So I called a temp service and I said, hey, what do you guys charge? I have a company, and what do you charge for labor? What would you charge? And so I kind of took that blueprint and started leasing guys out to every major moving company. And then eventually start getting my trucks and this, and that. I was teaching guys how to move furniture with the furniture in our house. So I was giving a crash. Yes, I was giving a crash course of how to move furniture or what have you. And to be honest, man, I was making good money. I was in college at the time, and I was making actually really good money. It was going. And I was a semester shy from graduating with a plastic and electric engineering degree. And I said, man, let me see how this, because I'm making too much money right now. I end up not going back that next semester and just seeing what this was. My mom and it was going crazy, but my first year in business, it took off. I did like 160, 170,000. And back then that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. And really just did it hustling. You know what I mean? Just hustling, going around to the moving companies. Then I start, at that time, it was a Yellow Pages. I was like, you know what? I just got to take this risk. And I put myself on the biggest ad in the Yellow Pages. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to afford it, but we're going to go for it. Right. Yeah. And sometimes, bro, you just have to gamble on self. And that's
self and the faith.
Yes. And that's where my mentality is now. And just say, you know what? Yeah, you definitely have to have faith in yourself. And then just say, you know what? It's all about work. Yeah. Just
you got to put that work in too with that faith. People 100. Think you can just pray. Nah, son.
No, and with me starting this moving company, I was actually really good. And I knew what I was doing. A lot of people I see want to start businesses because of the finances and not because of the work. And I think any business that you start, you have to know the work. You have to know what you're doing because you're offering a service to someone. And I think that's most important. And customer service is everything. Understand the job and understand the work before you try to start a business. I don't care what business it is. Don't start that business because of finances. In my opinion, I just don't think it works out. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's so true. So I do have a few questions I want to ask just so the listeners can get a little knowledge from you. I love the story. It's a good base. Keep it moving, keep it fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what is like the biggest misconception you think people have about owning a moving company?
Bro, I think that you can just go in and make a lot of money. I mean, can you make money? Yes, but it's a skilled trade and everybody can't do it.
Right.
And I think that is, I mean, when you hire people, you need to hire people that know what they're doing. Like I was saying, hey, I was giving a crash course on, I would keep guys in certain areas of what I showed them how to do. If I showed you how to carry a couch correctly, how to come out the door,
Hmm.
guys doing with boxes or whatever, you need to know because what I learned early on is say, you know what, um, everything you own or everything you ever worked for, you're entrusting me with, right? And so you have to have just that mentality and say, you know what, their whole life they're trusting you with to move from point A to point B. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everything that's and so everything you take, you want to you say, okay, you know, this is valuable to them. You don't know what it is, but you don't know what this box or this means to someone. You don't know if it's an antique, if their mom gave it to them, or what that situation is. So you just really have to um, really be careful with everything that you move or what have you. And so I
Every
think that
single
is
piece.
yes,
Every single piece. It means
yes,
something to someone.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I think that mentality is really important to have. Yep.
You
Yep.
know, I had when after we met, I moved to Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and I had I didn't know I had hired a shiesty moving company, but I hired a
Mm-hmm.
shiesty moving company.
Yeah.
Um, and they ended up doing the old park the truck in front of the new house and said,
You owe them more money.
you owe us some more money.
Yeah.
So, so when you say you're entrusting everything you have with somebody,
Yeah.
you're not telling the story. So yeah, no, that's definitely the case.
You know,
Um,
uh, to what you were saying, a lot of moving companies do that. Um, when I move people, I would offer them a flat rate because I didn't want to run into that, right?
right,
And say, okay, you know what? If I move someone long distance, I want to do one price for your move. Yes, other things can happen or jump in there, but you just want to look at the situation and say, okay, kind of ballpark for just in case. You know what I mean? Just ballpark
hmm,
for just in case and price it correctly and just say, okay, you know what? I don't want to argue with anyone at the end. So let's do, are you comfortable with this price? Am I
with
comfortable with this price? You know, and
right,
can we do that? So yeah, but yeah, a lot of companies do, have a surprise for you at the end.
and that and again, that's what is so important about relationships because
Hmm.
had I kept in contact with you at that
Hmm.
time when I was going through what I was going through,
Hmm.
I wouldn't have had to worry about
Yeah,
that
but you
stuff.
know what? I'm gonna say this: life be life in some time, bro. And you know, and sometimes we're get it done, get from point A to point B, and let's just make this happen and do this, this, and this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
No.
that's what it is sometimes. So I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So that was great. I appreciate you sharing that misconception that
Absolutely.
you believe people have. So if someone had like 5,000 today, it's not a lot of money,
Mhm.
but what would you tell them to do to start a business or make it to do something? Say I want to
Um,
start a moving I want to start a moving company, P.
mhm.
I got five
um,
cranks. What should I do first?
I'm I'm sorry.
Huh?
Um, Bruh, one, I don't know if I would tell them to start a moving company, right? And the reason
Not
why I say that again, um, this is a skilled trade. It's
right.
not. Do you have people that know? It's so much that you have to know. Do you have someone that knows sales? Do you have someone that can go in a house and do an estimate? Do you have someone that can move the furniture correctly? Do you have someone that has the proper licensing to drive the trucks that you need? And that's why I say,
Bonding, insurance and bonding.
yes, yes. That's why I said it's so much that goes into that, right? And even I'm going to say I started it then, but even now it's even more expensive, right? And so just looking at what it costs for situations, um, I'm gonna say with $5,000, I'm not saying that you can't start a moving company, but if you did, this is what I would say: get you and a buddy and lease trucks from U-Haul, right?
Mm.
And use other services for advertisement to start and then start generating money until you make money. And if you're making money, you're seeing that you can move to the next level. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think you want to just go in and say, okay, hey, I can do this, right? And it's so much that goes into moving. Do you know how to move a pool table? Do you know how to move a piano? Do you know how to wrap furniture correctly? Do you know how to wrap dishes or whatever? It's a lot. Like I said, when I say it's
Right.
a skill trade, it's a skill trade. Another thing, like my guys be like, you must play Tetris. Do you know how to place things in a truck safely and correctly
Right. Get
and
that good load.
compact? Yes, and compact so they can get from point A to point B. Everybody can't load a truck. I mean, I'm gonna say this: just loading a truck is a skill in itself. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's so many.
If you can't load your trunk when you're trying to get to the
Right,
airport, definitely
right.
don't try to get into the moving business.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, when I look at it's so much that goes into it, and you don't really realize it, but it's a lot. Again, skilled trades are for a reason, right?
Mhm.
Moving is a skilled trade. Um, the moving business isn't, in my opinion, something that you can just jump into because, again, what quote are you giving someone to move a two-bedroom house? It could be across, across the city, right? Do you know how much that would cost, or do you know what all it takes? Um, and I'm gonna say for me, what I'm doing is I can have somebody go around their house with a camera and I'm calculating all this to say, okay, it'll take this long to move this, it'll take this long to move this, it'll take this to do this. And what is your situation at the other end? Is it a straight shot? Is it steps? Is it this? So I'm calculating all this in my brain, but it
But how many years did it take you to get that skill?
many over 15, 20. You know what I mean? It really did. And that's why I'm saying some things people look at and they look at, yes, he's making money doing this, but do you have the skill? That's just like auto mechanics.
Right.
I don't know what it takes to take out an engine or this. I can buy an auto mechanic shop, but again, me buying that, you would have to make sure the proper people are there to run it, right?
Right.
Because again, we're in a service based industry, right? And so it matters. It's not just throwing money at something, but do you have a business where you can give a good service? And I think that's most important. You know what I mean? And what I always think about is your reputation is everything. Your rep,
Period.
bruh, my wife goes, I don't want her being embarrassed or people like, oh, that's the dude with the shady moving company wife.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So yeah,
Yep.
so, yeah, yeah.
We have a question in the chat. Says
Mhm.
a couple questions. How many workers did you start off with in the beginning, and how long was it before you realized that you needed more workers, and why?
Um, I started out honestly with probably about two or three. Um, and then I had my brother, so that was that was gravy. Lee, Chris, and so they live with me. And I said, hey, I may need y'all today for this, and
Hmm.
or and they'll say, okay, I got to work. Can we do it after work? I'll schedule, and so I was scheduling around their schedule.
Their schedule.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I would do a window and say, hey, we can be there between this time and this time. So my window or my schedule um, was good enough so I can have these workers. But then gonna say eventually I started getting full-time workers and say, okay, you know what, you know, we can
Things
make it
started
really,
scaling up
yeah.
with the reputation. Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. Um, this isn't necessarily a job that you're going to keep consistent workers. It's not. I mean, a lot of people say yeah, or they have people working on for them for years, but it's not. It's a rotating job. To be honest with you, it really is, because this is a young man's job
Mm-hmm.
unless you really know what you're doing. And because some people say yeah, this physical labor, you know what I mean, I'm
Right.
not going to be there for a lot of time. So you might have somebody for 2 or 3 years, then you just realize um someone else is going to come along, or someone say, okay, you know what, this worked for me for this period of time, then we move on, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
So you got constantly retraining, not retraining, but training people because you have that revolving door, like you said. So,
absolutely, absolutely,
all right. Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
And his other question is, what would be the top 5 steps into getting started?
um I'm going to say, one, do you and I have to keep emphasizing, do you know the skill? Do you know how to move furniture, right?
So basically, know what the hell you're doing. What business
Yes,
you're doing, know
yeah,
what you're doing.
because bro, I've seen people, and I've seen guys that's been working for movie companies for years, and I'm like, I can't believe it. You dragging people mattress on the floor. You don't know how to hold a mattress
Right.
correctly. You know, I never hire anybody named Nick or Chip. Okay.
All right. Yeah, because they end up costing you more money with the Knicks and
Exactly.
yeah, that's
So,
smart.
bro, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I just look and say, you know what, you want to give people opportunity. And I'm going to say that's the blessing about having a company or having this moving company. Um, I was able to give so many people opportunity and jobs and work when they needed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think that's the blessing. And then I'm going to say never judge a book by its cover, because some people will shock you. You know what I mean?
Right.
With me going into a house, they be like, "Oh, this guy isn't
This
that big," or
skinny.
this is that. They were like,
When I saw you 18, 19, 20, I was like, what's
"Yeah."
this skinny dude looking like he was from
I'm, yeah, we moving the whole house, and they be like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? So never judge a book by its cover. I'm gonna say that, and then understand, especially when you're out there, what people can handle. Don't try to force a situation or say, if they say, "Oh, I ain't got it, I can't do it," listen to them.
Right.
Because, and I say that because it can cost you in the end. It may be better that you say, okay, I'm gonna leave this here for a second. Let me call somebody else or call backup in, because things can happen. And so, like I said, that just taking that extra precaution with the moving company is everything. Because again, this is not your stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? And we have to keep that in mind. So yeah,
It means a lot or everything to some people.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
all right. Next question I have is, what makes a moving company profitable versus just being busy?
Um, bruh, my opinion, just staying consistent, just having consistent work. If you have consistent work and you're working, um, you're you're gonna make money. I mean, because okay,
Time out. Time out. I just thought of I thought of another way to say it, kind of based on what you said, how you started your business. Um, in your in your experience, were you more profitable as a labor source to moving other moving companies versus an actual moving company yourself?
actually, yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say yes and no, but yes, because to it, that's a tough question. Um, it was profitable, right? Because you didn't have um
Truck. Mm.
yeah, you didn't have the truck, you didn't have this. But scaling when you have your own trucks and stuff, yes, it can be profitable. Because, okay, I think of it like this. Right now, going out, I could charge for two guys 150 an hour, right? You're still with taxes, everything, all that. You're still making $90 or $100 an hour, right? Um, that's covering you, your overhead, or what have you. That's not bad money.
But that's not take home. Let's get that clear to these folks on that's not take home because you still got
No,
to pay that insurance and everything
no,
else. Yeah,
honestly, but that's what. So I I said that. That's why I said your take home. You're probably doing 75 to 80 bucks,
okay, yeah,
right? 75 to 80 bucks. Um, After everything is said and done, that's kind of splitting your hourly rate in half. Do you see
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
And um, but you still have a lot of extra expenses on top of that. If you're running a
mhm,
business, you have extra, extra things or what have you. And then you have to realize that money has to cover your, if you have a salesperson, if you know what I'm saying, if
right.
you
That back
have,
office,
yeah, if you have truck leasing and insurance for truck leasing, not just insurance for the people, but insurance. So everything has to come out of that, right? And
yeah,
so can it be profitable? 100%. But it's all about, um, are you advertising correctly? Do you have enough jobs coming in? And then being consistent. Being consistent. I do want to say one of the downsides to moving is, um, you can do a good job for 100 people. One person could put a bad review and it just like want want. I have two or three bad reviews, and it was ridiculous, right? And the part about that is, and I try to be upfront and honest with people about this. You can't really defend yourself then.
yeah,
How they see it or what they see and what they type is what it is, right?
yeah.
One guy had particle board furniture, right? A desk that was made of particle board. Those aren't really meant to be
Moved.
moved.
Right. That
Right?
means you build them and you leave them there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One guy we moved down to Arizona, he downsized and so he had more furniture boxes and stuff. He said, "Oh, just put this on the patio." We delivered everything. Then we leave. Oh, a couple weeks later, he said some stuff was missing. I said, "Brother, we put your stuff outside." He did a review. They took this down. I said, "How could we take something? We moved you. You were there. You followed us down. He followed the truck now, and then we unloaded it. What?
Yeah,
But
you can't. It's always going to have someone that complains about it. No matter how, like you said, no matter how many times you hit that home run or
yeah,
you hit a triple,
yeah,
it's going to be somebody that's going to talk about
yeah,
where you struck out on this one, and you might not
yeah,
even have struck out.
yeah. And I just look at it. I say, you know what? It comes with the territory. You know what
Right.
I mean? You can do 100 good, but these these can affect you or will affect you sometimes. And I'm going to say me, everything I take personal. I know I don't need to, but I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to do a good job. I want to make sure people things are done correctly and that we're
Right.
doing what we're supposed to do. And so, my guys to tell you, I be on them or just like, okay, hey, this got to be this got to be this, but mistakes are going to happen and things are going to happen too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just a part of the business. But
And that's
you just
that's
get
why we have insurance because
it is, but
because
you get
things are
some
going to
people,
happen.
even if you replace it sometime, you get some people that are just act a fool. You know what I mean? Or the whole move should be free. I'm like, what?
No, you're
Yeah, I'm
serious,
just saying.
right?
It's
But
just a
I can imagine you get
yeah,
that,
yeah,
because even you remember even when we had the bar, people, my drink was whatever. I want to. Can I get two for the one? No, no, I'll fix this one.
yeah,
But I imagine, like you said, it's gonna be people that, this leg on this couch is broke. I need a new couch.
Yep.
Or,
Yep.
and also I bet you had to learn how to fix things too.
Big time.
Because when you taking things apart to get them out the
Bro,
door.
I'm gonna tell you another skill trade that I have now is sanding walls and
Painting, touch up.
bro, I have a little. I told my man Skylar, I said, keep a little thing of paint in here because things are going to happen. And a lot of times, we like, I don't know if this is going to fit. Oh, we got it down here, and this is it. I said, y'all, I probably scraped every wall trying to get it. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
it is what it is. So
Right.
yep.
Okay. So, question is, do you get most jobs through referrals?
Yeah. Honestly, for me,
At this point in the
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And just because I've been doing it so long, yes. Do I advertise? Yes, but I'm gonna be totally real with you. I just started back advertising, but I hadn't advertised in maybe 11 years.
Okay. That
Yeah,
says a lot. That
yeah,
says a lot.
and it was just the consistency of work, and then you start getting jobs. I do a lot of staging jobs for realtors and go in
Okay.
and stage their homes or what have you. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Okay. Um, let's see. I don't like that question any longer. All right. So we kind of touched on your workers and
mhm,
this having a revolving door,
mhm,
and this occupation or this just job opportunity is a revolving door because of the
right.
age, but also people are always looking for something that's going to be less physical, perhaps, and pay a little more money too. How difficult is that to constantly have a pool of workers? Can you always? I guess people are out there trying to get a job anyway, but how? Well, let me ask this. Let me back up.
Mhm.
How long does it take you before you realize that you have a keeper or somebody that's going to work? Because I imagine you probably go through guys
Yeah,
a lot.
bro, I stopped trying to think about that or do that. And the reason why I say that is life is life, right?
Mm.
And life happens. And um, you'll have some guys who say, oh, okay, he's a worker, he's here, he's this, and this. Um, me and my old lady broke up, so I'm moving out of town.
Right. Yeah. At the,
I'm
at the time you least expect it. Yeah.
Yeah, life happens. And so what I try to do is not take it so personal and understand that this is a job and and don't take it personal. You're gonna have a revolving door and look at these relationships for what they are. You're a boss and they're the employees. And so if they're here to do a good job, you pay them. Can y'all have a semi relationship? Yeah. But for the most part, this is what it is. And don't try to,
Buddy.
yeah, make it anything
Right.
other than that because then you'll start, oh, my rent was this and this is this. You know what I mean? And you just look at
Right.
that and say, yeah, we don't mind blessing people, but this is not the nature of that job. And
Right.
and so a lot of things you just have to keep work and
Just
make
keep
it do
it.
what it do. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Um, Another question from the comments: with the current gas prices,
Mhm.
how is that affecting your business or bottom line?
Um, I got to be truthful with you. Uh, gas go up, we go up.
It gets passed on to the customer. It is what it is, huh?
You have to, yeah. And
Right.
so sometimes I try to be cool, but yeah, it is what it is because this is a service where people know, um, you know, the fuel prices and you're using a vehicle, so nothing can stay the same. If
Right.
my costs go up, your costs have to go up. I
Right.
mean, it's
It
just the
just gets
nature of
passed on.
business. Yeah,
Right.
it's just the nature of business, and so that's just how we have to do business, really. That was a good question because nobody ever asked that one. That was a
Uh,
good
you
question.
know, I figured it just gets passed along to the customer, just
I
like
would say
everything
this:
else.
you
Yeah.
you you asked me that because you a businessman too, and you like, okay, I got one.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Is this a business? And we kind of touched on it, but I still going to ask this question that you
Sure.
would recommend to your nephew, or would you warn him about it?
Um. Yeah, I would. The reason why I would is because I'm his uncle, and me being his uncle and looking at it and saying, "This is what you have to do. You have to have somebody that show you the correct way to do it, right?"
So you
And
can tutor him in the business, mentor him in the
yes,
business,
yes.
train
Can it
him.
be lucrative? Can it be a family business? Yes. A lot of moving companies are 50, 100-year-old family businesses because they've been around it. And they've been around it, and it's been a financial staple in their family. You know what I mean? And say, okay, you know what? Um, when it's time for a person to retire, they say, okay, you know, my son could take over. Why? Because he knows the business,
He knows the
or I can
business.
show him the business, or I have these things in place for him to come in and just have to teach him this, this, or this. And it may not necessarily be moving furniture, but it's how to run a moving company. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. The
And so,
operational side. Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And like I said, when someone else already have the skill trades and laid the groundwork, it's easier to come in and show you how to do it and say, okay, hey, I have this in place, this in place, this in place. It's different when you have to start a new company than you're going into an existing company. You see what I
Correct.
mean?
Right.
And you have someone that's leading and guiding you to say, okay, hey, and then you can always call and say, okay, I got this issue or this, and this. How do I, get past this? You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
So you earlier you spoke about you had an opportunity to do a move with the previous company for Mr. Van Andel. And so I guess my next question is, let's go to both sides of the spectrum. What was your smallest move and what was your largest move? Just kind of.
Smallest, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You get hired for some silly stuff sometimes. One lady had literally a chair. And she I mean, literally a folding chair. Hey, can you come do this or this, and this?
And that was
Actually,
100, that was 150.
is this thing on? Oh, I'm sorry.
You're in
Yeah.
business.
Yes. Bro, you have to. You have to.
Right.
Right. Because there's some jobs you're going to be on that you go over and beyond also. And
Hmm.
so, you know, it is what it is sometimes.
Right.
Right.
So then
So
what, like on the other side of the spectrum, what was the largest one that you can remember?
I don't. I've had so many larges. I don't know. One was we moved gentleman down to Florida that he owned Bed Bath and Beyond. Right, so he was the CEO of Bed Bath and Beyond, and so
Okay.
we moved him down there, and he had a lot of stuff here, and we moved him to like an island down there, and so it was interesting because we had to drive down, put stuff on a boat, take stuff off, put it back on a truck, and then drive to his. You see what I mean? So
Wow.
yeah, so it can. But I'm gonna say this: moving, just be patient. Just be patient and just understand you're in the service business, right?
Period.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. Somebody is paying you to give them a service, and then I I said this years ago. I don't really know what I would pay $150 or $200 an hour for. I don't really know. I'm trying to think of what service would I pay that for,
Mm,
and whatever service that is, I would pay that for. I don't want nobody messing around if I'm paying that hourly.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You
So
don't want professionals. Yeah.
yeah, and you like okay, um, don't walk,
Right.
skip.
Yeah, because it's about an hour too.
Right, right. And I tell my guys, and I say, hey, people are paying hourly, right? Um, I'm not asking you to kill yourself, but I'm saying be
Hustle.
persistent. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
do some hustling.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see. There was a another question from our attendees. Do you have a mixture of customers? We kind of touched on that, but anything else you want to kind of add to that?
That's a tough. Well, I don't even know how to answer that. You said a
Yes,
mix.
you do.
Are you
This, yeah, yeah.
okay? Are you saying do I have like black and white or like that?
No, I think I'm if I'm seeing this correctly, it's a matter of large and small, like kind of like we said, big
Oh
and small.
yes, yes.
Like
Okay.
a diversity of business of size of move. So you move a one bedroom, but you've already said that you moved a chair for 150 on
Yeah,
one
but
side, and then
I'm
you
gonna say yeah. I typically have middle of the road moves, right? And I love those, right?
Mhm.
Because we can get in, get out, get our money, and keep it moving. You know what I
Right.
mean? Do we have moves that take us all day? And yeah, we do. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
That just comes
And
with the
so
business.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Anything that I didn't ask a question and any of our folks didn't ask a question, or you want to share in
Um,
closing? Or
now, what I would say about I can't say this enough. This is a skill trade. I say
right,
that, and I keep emphasizing that because everybody think they can move or I moved my mom, I did this, but again, this is a service-based business. You're giving a service to someone, and most people don't know how to pick a couch up correctly.
without
It
hurting
has to be,
themselves. Yeah.
yeah, it has to be angled to go out the door. You know what I mean? Um, you're dealing with a lot when it comes to this. You're dealing with someone home, someone furniture. I mean, everything they work extremely hard for, you can harm it or damage it if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so um, that's something that I think most people don't acknowledge when it comes to this. They just say, "Okay, I can come in, it's a job, and I can do this," but no, you know what I mean. And do you know how to carry furniture correctly? Do you know how to wrap furniture correctly? All this plays a part in that because, like I said, we're dealing with people valuables. So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so if I can do a quick recap, what I believe you share with us this evening is first thing, know your business. So if you have an opportunity to work for a moving company, if this is something that you want to do, spend
hmm
time in that company learning exactly what you're
absolutely,
doing and how to do it.
yeah,
The next thing is understand that your business isn't primarily moving stuff, it's keeping the customer happy
100%,
and moving things at a brisk
100%,
pace, especially
100%,
if they're paying by an hour.
yeah,
And you have to be trustworthy
hmm
because people are entrusting their almost 100% of what they have into
yeah,
you or to
yeah,
you,
yes,
and courteous to the client. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, man, it can be a tough business. I'm gonna say for me, it's not because when you're doing something so long, it's just second nature.
Nature.
Yeah,
Right.
lifting furniture, moving boxes, or whatever. It's for me, it's just second nature. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so yeah, and I'm gonna say what I love about this, I was able to venture off into other businesses from
Hmm.
from this, and me starting this and how I started. Um, showed me that anything is possible
Right.
because um, I was one of, I'm not going to say the first, but one of the first black moving companies here in Grand Rapids, right? And so it was, um, you know, I appreciated that. Just say, okay, you know what? I'm doing something that's different or that's outside the box a little bit. You know what I mean? And then competing with the big boys. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Starting to go in and say, okay, you know what? Uh, I'm making a decent wage. And honestly, for me, I never turned back as far as business. You know, I said, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And with
Growing.
this moving
First.
company, go ahead.
No, so you keep growing and diversifying with
Yeah,
yeah.
what it taught me is business. I didn't go to, I didn't go to college for business, but I end up doing business.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this: me starting, I think the best thing that God blessed me with is putting me in a building with you guys. You guys took me under your wing and just said, "Okay, hey, bro, it's this, it's this, it's this." Even with the networking with the city, networking with the urban league and all these other, I would have never done that. You know what I mean? And to have a brother slash mentor to help you, you know what I'm saying? You were doing other businesses, but you were showing me how to do business, how to literally conduct myself because I was raw. Like, no, bro, no, you
Right.
can't.
We all started from a raw spot. So
Yeah, we do, but I'm just saying I was not polished. Less like, hold up a minute, he doing a good job. But come here. No, but
but that's what brothers are supposed to do.
yeah,
Period.
yeah. That's like I said, I respect you so much for that, and just looking and saying that's something that you didn't have to do, and you said, okay, you know what, this brother out here working, this. Come on, let me do this. You know what I'm saying? You guys taking me under your wing, and then just to be honest, introducing me to the business world in Grand Rapids. You know what I mean? And then saying, okay, he's with us, he's this, and you guys are doing major business. You know what I'm saying? Major things. You, Ro, James. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, I'm in the right company. I'm in the right company around the right people, and so that's also what helped me just be the man I am and succeed in life. It's all about location. You know what I'm saying? Who are you around, and what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And do you have people that will tell you or pull your coattail and say, okay, hey, I ain't got to be, I ain't got to be in the movie business, but straighten this out or do this like this. You know what I'm saying? That's important. That's important. So, brother, I truly appreciate you for that and thank you. So, yeah, for
You
sure.
and let me tell you this: you
Mm,
brought us energy too.
thank you.
So it was, it was reciprocal
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we weren't old by
Right.
any means, but we were
Right.
kind of stuck in our ways. So it was always
Mhm.
good to have somebody that's going to bring a little spark to say, you know what,
Absolutely.
and see it from a different side too.
Yeah.
Because you said
Yeah.
a couple times, y'all doing it this way, but
Yeah.
if you do it this way, it might
Right.
work out a little differently. So now we
Right.
appreciate everything you added to our team as
Absolutely.
well. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but I
Absolutely.
was going to say, okay, what I am hearing is that professionalism, patience, and integrity at the end pays. Appropriate mentorship and making connections is profitable in itself.
Hmm.
Nice, and
Yeah.
that is so appropriate and a great comment. Thank you for
Hmm.
sharing that comment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At
Yeah.
WPOO 6181.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Absolutely.
and this is a first for me joining with my brother Purnell
Yeah.
in a podcast episode,
Mhm.
and I think this might be the first of many.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure. For sure.
so I would
Now,
love
I'm gonna
any
say this.
opportunity.
Now, I'm super excited. I have somebody cracking the whip on me from Jamaica.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I brought this young lady said, I need to help you guys. So we've been doing this 4 years now, the podcast, and I didn't realize. And I started doing From His Perspective podcast because I just felt, and I really didn't know um, that I needed to do it as bad as I needed to do it
Mm-hmm.
to change me, to give me insight on who I am as a man. But sometimes it was just to vent as a man, to say, okay, you know what? People see women see things different.
Right.
This is how I feel as a husband. This is how I feel as a man, and just say different things from a man's perspective. But what I learned, I was doing it to vent, but what it ended up doing is making me grow as a man and making me grow as a husband, and say, okay, you
Right.
know what? I didn't know, because I have to do research on what we're talking about. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I'm taking her through this. Oh, I'm doing this. And so um, doing the podcast allowed me to grow, mature as a man, as a husband. You know what I'm saying? And say, okay, you know what? Um, we can do this differently. It's not about finances here. It's about time. It's not about this, but it's about that. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
that growth, you know what I mean? And this probably uh, was the best job I've ever done in my life, because I think it really 100% transformed my life. You know what I'm saying? And made me look differently. And like I said, to offer the opportunity for other people to, um, tell their message or their job or whatever they're doing, or use our platform, because it's not just my platform, it's our platform. And I'm bringing people in to say, okay, you know what? Do these people that you're working with have good content? Yes. Okay, if they have good content, and let's put them on. Let's my audience, your audience, wow, and just spread the word. And so I thought that was necessary that we do that. And I said, okay, you know what? We have a very decent following right now. So why don't you bring people in to, I mean, so your followers can hear them, their followers can hear you. And like I said, um, I'm gonna give it about 2 weeks. We'll be on 6 other platforms, and
Nice.
just we're ready to push. We're ready to go. So, like I said, I'm glad my brother a part of this with us. I mean, like I said, it was a no brainer for me, because I know what you're going to bring to the table and what you're going to do, and the value that you're going to bring to us. So, yeah, it was a no brainer for me. So, yeah.
Just look, coach. Just put me in the game. You know what kind of
I
player you're
got
getting.
you.
Just
I
put me in
got
the
you.
game.
I got
And,
you. I got
and
you. I got
yeah.
you.
So
I got
just for our people out there listening too.
you.
So what we're talking about is almost back to the cooperative economics piece.
Mhm.
So it doesn't cost anyone much other than your time to just hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking my folks to do that. If you're subscribed to the Rebuild with Les Allen, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for From His Perspective
Yep.
podcast, and asking
Everyone
those.
from his perspective, definitely go over there and subscribe. This is our, like I said, we have a podcast family, and so we support each other. And so
Right.
if it's anyone that we're having, and especially he's going to, we're going to be promoting his podcast on a regular and putting it out weekly. And so definitely subscribe and support in whatever he's doing, and whatever is going on. Because like I said,
Whatever we're doing.
we're doing. I apologize.
Yeah.
We're doing 100%. And so, yeah, let's get it. You see, that's my brother. He always gonna correct you. Like, oh no, bro. No,
No,
that's my
it's
brother
not
for
about
real.
correction. It's just
And,
it's just a
no,
matter of
no, you know
let's
what?
line it up.
I'm gonna say this. I love it. I love it. I love being around you. I love your energy and everything that you bring to me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, okay, you know what? I got you, bro. You know what I mean? I got you. So I appreciate that. So yeah,
Same
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Same here. So
yeah.
all right.
All
Well,
right.
you got control of that button over there, so I'm gonna let
Okay.
you when
Okay.
it's over.
Well,
And
thank you
yeah.
guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. And
Mhm.
we're gonna be out of here. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace. 1 second, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Wait, did you leave the stage? Come on back
I
to the
did.
stage.
I did.
Hit that.
I hit a button wrong on here.
And we're
And
still learning. If you're still there, we're still learning.
yeah, I hit a button wrong on here and it made everything bigger.
Let's see that. Where is that? You got it in stop recording or in the live?
I got it.
You froze on that end. Looks like we're still live though.